Hey guys, Bondo here today. We're pouring out a 18 by 21 approach to a garage. This is actually a house that I bought to fix up and rent. So we had to cut the driveway off and put a water line in there. So it was a blacktop driveway. So instead of trying to get this blacktopped, I just ended up pouring a piece of concrete here. And we decided to stamp it. I got some color. I bought a bunch of color one time, so I got all different kinds of color, and I wanted to try out this color with my seamless slate stamps and see what it looked like. So I put a charcoal release on it, and that's what we're doing. I didn't get much video footage of us pouring it. I don't know what happened to the camera, but we started out, we just poured it right out of the back of the truck, actually, and we mixed up the color for a while to get it in there. And it looked like, when we first started pouring it looked like it was really loose. Like, I asked the driver for like a 6 lump, and it looked a lot wetter than that, but it was really hot that day, so I'm kind of glad we poured it that wet, because it gave us time to finish it off good and stamp it. We had plenty of time. I mean, we couldn't wait around too long. We got right after it, but it turned out real nice. So here we are, just pouring out the concrete. There's wire mesh down there. Actually, I don't think we had it in there yet. I actually forgot the wire mesh that day. So what we did was we just poured out the concrete, and then I had a guy run and get the mesh while we were pouring it out, and we just threw it right on top, threw it right in there. So that worked out pretty good. And then we started stamping. Like I said, this video, yeah, that video cut out for some reason. So this is after we edged the slab, we bull loaded it, we put a Fresno trowel on it, and then we pretty much were ready to stamp right after that. So that's Chris in the hat. He's spreading a charcoal release powder. That's just a powder that keeps the stamps from sticking, and it actually adds like a secondary color to the concrete, like an antiquing. Everywhere that there's like grooves in the stamp, that'll push that color right down into the concrete, and that'll give you your secondary color, your antiquing. So you want to make sure you get a good dusting of that stuff on there. We use a little brush that we just dip in there, and you can throw it right on there. You can do it by hand too, but it's this brush works pretty good. It's just one of those little brushes, masonry brushes, that you can brush a wall off with. And I'm stamping this with a rubber tamper, specially made for stampcrete. You can walk on these pads sometimes, but I like to stamp them in. Right here, we have a little tiny floppy stamp, and what we're doing is we're going to stamp the whole edge of the pad all the way around, so that right up against that board, we got some good impressions. And if you pay attention, each time Evan there in the green shirt, he's picking up that stamp, he's turning it 180 degrees and setting it back down. That just takes that same stamp and it moves the pattern a little bit, because if you just keep it going the same way, you'll notice that when you look down the pad, that little rock face will look exactly the same, almost like it'll repeat itself. So if you just keep flipping that little floppy stamp if you're doing your edges. But I actually seen on Mike Day's channel, he has a little roller that he was using. That I'm gonna see if I can find one of them. It's a texture roller, so jump over to his channel and check that out. Mike Day, everything about concrete. He's great at flat work and stampcrete and stuff. So I like that roller, and we, like I said, excuse me, we may try to get one of those. But for right now, I got this little floppy stamp that you can use up against tight spaces, and you know, to do your edges and stuff. So anyways, we're just rolling along, getting this whole edge stamped. We stamped the whole edge all the way around it first, and then by the time I stamped the edge, it was getting pretty firm. I mean, we poured this thing out at like 10 o'clock, because I worked 2 jobs, so I worked all night. I was on night shift, and I slept like 2 hours, got up and went and poured this thing. So we poured it at 10, and it was pretty hot out, so we didn't have a lot of time to mess around. So Chris just throwing the powder out. I'm stamping. That's me in the blue shirt. Evan's in the green shirt. He's handing me the stamps. and we're setting them right in there. As you notice, each step I'm overlapping the one before it a little bit. Now when I get back here, you got to pick it up like that and set it on top of itself like that, so that, see, Evan's jumping up. He's gonna help me pick them up now. But you got to get that leading edge over the other edge before you can do that. I'm not sure if you can tell in the video, but this concrete's got like a greenish brown color to it, this buff color that I had. So I think it's gonna look pretty good. I haven't washed it yet and sealed it, so when you wash these off and you put the sealer down, when you really, all your colors will pop. But before that, they don't look that good until you seal it and wash it. You know, that gray powder just covers everything, that release powder. So yeah, each one of these stamps is a little bit different. So you don't really have to flip these bigger stamps. You don't have to worry about turning them, but you can turn them. You can set these seamless stamps any old way. You can turn them, you know, 180. You can put them at an angle. Anything you want. They're really user friendly, especially if you're trying to do stampcrete and you've never done it before. I highly recommend like a seamless pattern like this. And this stamp here has a pretty aggressive rock pattern to it. So if you do get out there a little too soon and you know you're sinking in just a little bit, you really don't notice it with these stamps. I mean, you don't want to get on there too early either way, but if you got a big piece of concrete and, you know, like I don't recommend trying a big piece if you're new to this, but say you get good at it and you're doing a big piece, you got to start early. You can get on these stamps pretty early and you don't really see, the footprints or anything in it. And then there's a wider sneaker that you can buy. Like I seen on Mike Day's channel, he's got some big wide sneakers that he stamps with. I'm thinking about getting a pair of them too. But we're just getting into doing more and more stampcrete every year. So I actually bought this set of stamps here. I was renting them for a while, but we get called on quite a bit for doing stampcrete now. So and this seems to be a popular pattern, and if I could talk people into this pattern, I'll do it because it's a lot easier. And when you gotta, it's a hot day and you gotta get a big piece of concrete stamp, this is definitely your best pattern to use. It's just so easy to use, guys. Only thing you gotta make sure is when the concrete's getting hard like this, you gotta make sure you tamp it pretty good, and you don't want to miss anything. Because if you don't tamp it good and you miss a spot, you're gonna notice it the next day when you wash it. That antiquing's not gonna be down in there that well, and your pattern's not gonna look right. So that's one of the most important things. Just make sure you stamp every stamp. If you set one down and you're not paying attention, you can miss stamping that thing and it's not going to look good the next day. So just that's one of the most important things that you can screw up. But it's all about timing, just like everything else with concrete. You want to get on it as soon as you can without leaving any footprints, and just get going on it. Longer you wait, the harder it's going to be to get that impression in there, and the harder you're going to have to smack down on it with your tamper. And that gets pretty fatiguing. This isn't a huge piece of concrete, but when it's hot out like this, it takes its toll on you. It's hot, and you're smacking that tamper down there to leave a good impression. So the sooner you get on there where you can actually just kind of tap it a lot lighter. When I started this, I was hitting it a lot lighter than I was by the time I got out in the sun. You really got to pay attention to where the sun is and where the shade is, because when you're stamping in the shade, you barely have to put any pressure on the stamp. And the same piece of concrete, where the sun is hitting it, you'll have to hit it a lot harder. So that's kind of the trick to it, is knowing, kind of looking at the concrete and telling how firm it is, or when you step on the stamp, kind of feeling how firm the concrete is, and that'll tell you how hard you're going to have to smack it. On this one, up against the house there, it was pretty shaded, so we didn't really have to press it too hard. But out in the sun here, like I said, I was hitting that thing pretty good. I don't know if you can tell in the video, but I was really putting it down on there. By the time I got done, my shoulders were pretty sore. I like to do most of the stamping myself. I mean, I don't really have a lot of guys do it for me unless we're doing a huge piece of concrete. I try to do it all myself. I just don't want to miss a spot. Like I said, if you miss a spot, which I've had happen before, where it didn't get tamped enough, and you know, it just doesn't look good to have a spot that's not quite as pressed in as much as the rest of them. You'll notice it. Anyways, guys, if you're new to my channel, my name's Ron Bond. I got a concrete company. I call it Bondo Built Construction. We do a lot of all kinds of concrete work. We also fix up houses in the winter. Like I said earlier, this house here is one that I bought. I mean, I bought it real cheap. Did a ton of work on it. I got a bunch of videos of us fixing this house up. We do a lot in the summer. We do just about all concrete work, and most of the guys I work with do this part-time. We don't do it full-time. I work a full-time job, but I put out a lot of concrete videos for doing it part-time, and a lot of other videos. So come check out my channel if you would. I'd really appreciate it. And if you like this kind of stuff, hit the subscribe button. And if you like this video, hit the like button, because that'll help me out a lot on YouTube with the algorithms. YouTube likes any kind of interaction like that. So, you know, if you hit the like button or leave me a comment, you know, good or bad, throw me a comment. Let me know what you think about what we're doing. If you want to see something else, you know, we build Nudura foundations. We're right in the middle of, actually, when we left this job, we went over and put the first course down on one of the Nudura. We're doing like a 1,600 square foot Nudura foundation. So we left here and we went right over and started working on that. So I'm actually putting a tutorial video on how to do Nudura foundations, because I actually have a lot of people interested in them. You can do them yourself if you're pretty handy, and with some guidance, you can put one of them basements together yourself. So I'm trying to do this this video tutorial on, try to help people out with that. So check it out, like I said. And that's pretty much winding down here on this video. We're just going to stamp our way right off this pad, and we'll be done. And then we got to wash it and put the sealer on there. Again, thanks again for watching, guys. Check out my channel, Ron Bond, Bondo Built Construction.